We'd like to call the regularly scheduled meeting of the Plaquemines Parish Council as the sole governing authority of the Plaquemines Port Harbor Terminal District to order today on January 22nd at 1 o'clock. Having said that, the machine is open for roll call. Where's the... Right. Okay. Yeah. Let the record reflect that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 council members present, and we have 2 absent, that being Mr. Charlie Burt and Mr. Jeff Edgecombe. And we want to wish our best to Mr. Burt and his wife, who are out of town for illness problem. And Mr. Edgecombe, wishing much success at the Mardi Gras Ball. At this time, we'll have the prayer, and we'll ask you to stand.
We take this moment to acknowledge Almighty God and thank Him for our bountiful blessings, especially for this parish's natural resources. We give thanks to God for our brave and courageous men and women and our military who daily risk their lives to protect our precious freedom, and we pray for our world leaders to know how to obtain world peace. We also pray that this government body, comprised of both council and administration, will always serve our parish with honesty, humility, and equality to all. And as this government body gathers here today, we pray for the wisdom to know right from wrong and the courage to do that which is right. Amen.
Remain standing, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll ask Mr. Terrio to lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move to item number 2, executive session, which we have none. This time we'll move through to item 3, status report by the Executive Port Director.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I am Sandy Sanders, Executive Director of Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District. The following is my report for the reporting period of 8 through 21 January. There will be a new resolution that will be introduced today, Mr. Chairman, which will suggest we change our dental and vision carrier from MetLife to Blue Cross Blue Shield. This will result in a savings to the port of $8,300 per year, and the coverage will remain exactly the same. In November, it was suggested to me that I have a meeting with the Louisiana Economic Department up in Baton Rouge to review what their site selection program is. They introduced us to their site selection program, and this came about because someone who was trying to show our port asked LED what sites they might have on the river, deep water sites, that had at least 500 acres, and our port was not even on their selection. So after digging into the program, LED showed us that they will fund 75% of the site selection process. They gave us the name of a firm that has the contract that actually does the program. They came to our office. We had an extensive meeting with them. I asked them the cost of it. They said the overall cost will be anywhere from $40,000 to $90,000 depending on your acreage. So that's pretty widespread. So we're having a subsequent meeting as far as the exact cost. We did anticipate we were going to have some engineering services done, so that was budgeted in our budgeting process. But these monies will go towards site engineering and due diligence items, such as the Phase 1 environmental survey of our site, the survey of threatened and endangered species, cultural archaeological survey, preliminary geotechnical survey, wetlands, floodplain delineation, and engineering conceptual plans for infrastructure improvements. So this is a big boon for us because these are items that we were going to have to do anyway, but by qualifying for LED's site selection, we will at least get 75% of that cost funded to us. And this certification, once we get it, we will be on LED's qualify for their potential sites in their global marketing program. So we have a meeting lined up in the next 2 weeks with the vendor that has the contract with LED to go into more detail with this. And I will put that out to the any of the councilmen, if they're available, they can sit in on that meeting. This past week, we met with the principals at the Steptoe Johnson Law Firm in Washington, D.C. This is the firm that we have selected to guide us through the CFIUS process. And the CFIUS is the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States. And it comes about from the Foreign Corruption Practices Acts, and it is all about controlling risk of a foreign country that chooses to make an investment in the United States, regardless if it is Mexico, Amsterdam, the Great Britain, whatever the country is. If it is a foreign investment, you have to go through the CFIUS process. It is a mandatory process that lasts about 75 days. In that process, Department of Defense, Department of Energy, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, they will do analysis on the site, the country that is doing the investment. They will assess the threat, the vulnerability, and the consequences of espionage or trade secrets. The firm applauded our actions going out and discussing this with Department of Defense at the United States Transportation Command in March, letting them know what we are doing, particularly in light of the fact that we have a military installation 30 miles away. So giving them a heads up and getting their way ahead is a good reach out. They suggested that we also talk to all levels of government, local, state, and federal, because they will also have a chop in on this process. The result of at the end of the 75 days is the CFIUS will either approve it or ask for mitigation or recommend to the President of the United States to block the case. This CFIUS process is also part of our total due diligence process that we discussed on the meeting on December 16th. That we will, if we do formally enter with a potential strategic partner on the port site. We are entering into the due diligence process. Our team has been selected. Their team has been selected. They are trading correspondence back and forth with each other, agreeing upon the agenda. So we're well into our due diligence process. I will update the board at a future executive session as we go along and enlighten y'all as to progress throughout that due diligence process. Mr. Chairman, subject to your questions or comments, this concludes my report.
Thank you. We have any questions? One question I had on this site certification, the 75-25 match. Has the RFP or RFQ, whatever the selection process has been already done to select that firm?
No, sir. We just got the parameters of the course. We reached out to them to show us what all was involved. What do we get credit for with, our 25% and their 75%. So we're just in the initial stages, information based.
Okay, and the only statement I'd like to make is that in the community, that we've heard different comments about the transition of government and the governance of the port. Have you seen any indication that has done anything to impact the ongoing negotiations with the party that you've been negotiating with?
No, sir. The board has been very agreeable with what we're doing.
So to assure the public again that nothing has derailed anything, everything is moving forward as planned.
Everything's moving forward.
Thank you. Any other comments or
We
questions?
have full support from our newly elected officials.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. You said they're agreeable with what we're doing. Do they know what we're doing or proposing to do?
Well, what they were informed at our December 16th meeting regarding the development of the port, yes, they,
I'm not sure if that was the chairman's question. Chairman, was that your question?
No, my question was, in general, has there been anything to upset or derail any conversation or negotiations with the prospect that you've been dealing with because of the transition of government, or any indication that they have second thoughts, so to speak?
we have not had second thoughts as towards port development or, no, sir. Not at all.
Thank you.
So they're not aware, is what you're saying, that there may be a change in governance?
Well, I believe that is up to the board to decide if there is going to be not a change in governance, or more specifically, if there's going to be a separate port board chairman and a port committee.
All right, so
such
my
as we've
question
had
is
in the past.
that hasn't been conveyed to the investor, that is a possibility? Or has
To
it
the
been?
investor, no, sir, that has not been
Okay,
conveyed.
thank you.
And for a point of clarification, the governing board of the port are the elected members of the council that are sitting here today. So the only way to change that governance would be to go to the public and have a referendum to change that, or state law change that. So, I know what we're splitting hairs here as to where we're headed. The bottom line is that the nine individuals elected to serve were elected to serve as the council member and as the port. And so as to not throw any cold water on anything, I want it to be clear in my mind as well as in your mind that this is the governing body, whether we have committees or not, and that's the way we are at this point proceeding. So I don't think that it serves the interest of anybody to raise the red flag about some change in governance that may or may not happen, when in fact the most we would do would be creating a committee, and the least we would be doing is coming back to the table to the same individuals who will be here no matter what. So I guess the airing of this subject is timely to be able to make sure that the rumor mill doesn't get cranked up in the community to split the effort that I believe everyone here is for, and that is the development of the port. And having said that, I believe everyone has assured you that you have our full backing. You are the director. We want you to continue and move forward with your work, no interference, and from there, we'll see the progress. Because at this point, we have a proposal or a letter of intent that has been portrayed as a project. And as you know, we've been talking about this for much of the second half of last year. And I know that it's been said we want to make announcements and those type of things. But we don't want to oversell to the public. At the same time, we want to make sure that they understand that there's no roadblocks. And as we've discussed in the past, that the economics, in my mind, will drive this project and this process. So having said that, I want to assure you from the standpoint of the position as chairman that I am fully supportive of the efforts that y'all are putting forward on behalf of the port.
Yes, sir. Noted and agreed.
Any other comments or questions? Being none, we'll move to, we thank you for your report, and we'll move to bids and advertisements, which we have none. Do we have any introductions or ordinances from anyone? Councilman Bartholomew? Councilman Black?
None?
Councilman Lapine? Mr. Chairman, Jr., I have one, which was alluded to in the report earlier. It's a resolution to amend and as amended, re-adopt resolution number 14-454 dated November the 13th, 2014, with regards to the dental and vision insurance and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilman
I
Sines?
have none.
Councilman Williams?
I have none.
At this time, we'll move to item 6A. A and B will be deferred. We'll move to item 6C.
A resolution to provide for the naming of the port vessels and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer.
Councilman Levine offers. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Juneau. Any comments or discussion or any explanation that you would like to offer?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. It's straightforward. The Authority 1 and 2 are 30 years old. We're in the process of having new vessels built. The first vessel should be ready about mid-February, and the second boat about 30 days after that. And we just wanted to make sure that it was the council's wishes that we continue on with the name of Authority 1 and 2. That's the purpose of the resolution.
Thank you. Any further comments or discussion on the item? Being none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Thank you. We'll move to item 7 of new business. So that anyone have any new business to bring before Port Hartman Terminal District today? None. We'll move to item 8, approval of the January 8th, 2015 minutes. Approval of those?
Offer.
Offered by Councilman Bartholomew. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Lapine. Any comments or discussion on the minutes? Any from the audience? Being none, machine is open. And the minutes are adopted 7-0. That concludes the business on the agenda today for the Port Hartman Terminal District. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Offer.
Offered by Councilman Bartholomew. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Black. The machine is open on the adjournment. And the meeting is adjourned with a vote of 7-0 at 12:20. Thank you. At this time, we'll move to the regular scheduled meeting of the Plaquemines Parish Council. And we will have the machine open for a roll call. Let the record reflect there are 7 members present. Council members Burt and Edgecombe are absent.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I seek a-
Councilmember
I seek a suspension for a resolution at this time for the council.
Would you distribute it so we can,
Yes, a resolution confirming the recommendation of parish president for the designee of the Director of Department of Public Service pursuant to Article 5, Section 5.01 of the Charter of the Local Self-Governing for Plaquemines Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Councilman Bartholomew, would you seek to move to item 7A on the agenda? That is the same
That's
item?
where it is?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Councilman Bartholomew seeks to move to item 7A on the agenda, which is introductions of resolutions wherein a suspension is being sought. And we'll ask Ms. Barber to read that once more.
A resolution confirming the recommendation of the President of the Parish of Plaquemines for the designation of the Director of Department of Public Services pursuant to Article 5, Section 5.01 of the Charter for Local Self-Government for the Parish of Plaquemines and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilman Bartholomew seeks the suspension of rules for the item that was read. Is there any objection to the suspension of the rules? Hearing none, the rules stand suspended. Proceed, Councilman Bartholomew.
On line 19, named Michael Wade Giles. Line 26, Michael Wade Giles. I so offer as amended.
Councilman Bartholomew offers, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded, is there a unanimous second?
Okay.
I would ask for
Unanimous second. Is there any comments or discussion on the item? Administration? None. Audience? None. For go ahead, Mr.
Just want to congratulate Reverend Giles.
Thank you.
The only thing I would say, Mr. Chairman, is that Reverend Giles, you sure you'll be around next week?
All right, good. Would you like to say anything at this time?
Just want to thank you for the vote of confidence, and I'm going to do my best. I should know it's from the school board.
Discussion right now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. I promise I'm going to do the very best job I can do to represent the entire parish of Plaquemines, and that extends from Bootville to Bell Chase and from Breakway to Bohemia. And if there's anything I can do to enhance the life of any one of you to make this transition better, please feel free to call me and let me know. So thank you once again.
Thank you. Are there any other comments or discussion on the item? Being none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Congratulations. While we're on those items of suspension of rules, if you'd like, we could move to 7A2.
A resolution authorizing signatories for accounts of the Plaquemines Parish government with Regions Bank.
At this time, I seek a suspension of rules to take that item up for consideration at today's meeting. And is there any objection to the suspension of the rules? Hearing no objection, the rules stand suspended. We will move forward with a reading of the resolution again.
A resolution authorizing signatories for accounts of the Parish of Plaquemines government with Regions Bank.
At this time, I'll offer the resolution and ask for a second. Second by Councilmember Juneau. There are blanks that we will include Reverend Giles. Is that the name?
Yes.
Yeah, Parish President would like to remove the name of Mr. Orban Tenson and include the name of Mr. Michael Giles.
Michael Wade Giles.
Michael Wade Giles will be inserted on line 14. Let me withdraw your second for a minute. Michael Wade Giles on line, I believe it's 50 as well. And on second page, the line 65, Michael Wade Giles. Having filled in the blanks there with Michael Wade Giles, is there a second again? Councilman Juneau, you offer at this time. Was there any comments or discussion on the resolution authorizing the bank signatories at this time? Any comments, questions? Question's been called. The machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Let's move back to the regular order of the agenda. At this time, I'd like to ask, before we get into the executive sessions and those items, I'd like to go through the agenda real quickly and ask those council members who have deferrals or withdrawals to announce them at this time. And that way, anybody in the audience that may be waiting for an item on the agenda, if it's not going to be taken today, we won't make you sit through an executive session or other business that you may not have an interest in. So at this time, I'll ask Councilman Bartholomew to, do you have any ordinances or resolutions to defer at this time?
A1.
6A1 will be
A1 to withdraw.
withdraw. That'll be it.
Oh, that's another one here. And
We'll move
withdraw,
to N will be withdrawn as well.
withdrawn, yes, withdrawn. That's all I have.
Councilmember Black?
Yes, 1 second. L, is it going to be deferred?
Item L will be deferred.
P, deferred,
P deferred.
and Q, deferred.
Q deferred.
I'm sorry, I have one more, R, deferred.
And R deferred, okay. Time will that'll be it. Councilman Black?
That's it, thanks.
Councilman Lapine?
Item D, S, U, and V will all be deferred at this time.
That's 6D.
Yeah, 6D, S, U, and V. And those will be deferred this time. And Mr. Edgecombe asked me to defer everything that was under his name.
And V. So it's V is in victory?
D is in dog. And V is in Victor.
Okay. All right. That's all? All right,
And
Councilman.
yeah, that was it. And, again, Mr. Edgecombe expressed that everything in his name would be deferred.
Okay,
That's, I don't know if you want to just go through them and do it.
okay. 6A3 will be deferred under Councilman Edgecombe. 6B will be deferred under Council,
C,
well, that'd be, well, at this point, they'll fall off the agenda anyway.
yeah.
So if Councilman Edgecombe has requested a deferral, that's what we will grant him in his absence, but they will be falling off the agenda. So we'll have 6C will be deferred under Edgecombe. 6F will be deferred under Edgecombe. PP? All right. Item 600 and PP will be deferred under Councilman Edgecombe's name. That seems to be it for Councilman Edgecombe. Councilman Juno?
Yes, AH, deferred.
H will be deferred. Will that be it for you?
That's all.
Okay, and let's see, I have a couple of items. I will, at the administration's request, defer at this time 6Y. And at 6CC will be withdrawn. CC. And that's all that I have at this time. Councilman Salvant?
Yes, I would like to defer 6KK, 6LL, 6MM.
Okay. Any others?
No, that's it for me.
Councilman Williams?
I would like to defer 6G and 6QQ.
Six G, and what was the second one, please?
QQ.
QQ. Deferred. And the only ones left, we have Councilmember Burt, and let's see, he has Yes, DD, correct, will be deferred. Councilmember Burt. Deferred. EEFF. I'm going to summarize these in a minute if you're not following along. Yes. Deferred GG. And HH. Okay. Real quickly summarize what business we'll be dealing with. Will be 6A1 will be withdrawn, 6A3 will be deferred, 6B, C, and D will be deferred, F will be deferred, G and H will be deferred, L and N, L will be deferred, N will be withdrawn. P and Q will be deferred, R and S will be deferred, V will be deferred, Y will be deferred, CC withdrawn, DD deferred, EEFF, GG, and HH deferred, KKLLMM deferred, OOPP, and QQ deferred. That, at this time, seems to be the order of the business that we will conduct today. And so at this time, I would like to move to no proclamations. You? Which one is you? You. Councilman Lapine asked that you be deferred as well, so you can add that to your list.
What's
This
the
time,
number?
you. The idea is that if we take these items up now and try to show you what the business is, if you're waiting on some item, you won't be here waiting on an item that will not be discussed. It's a convenience measure. It does take a few minutes in the beginning of the meeting, but it will be to the benefit of most people who come and want to address the council on some issue. We have no proclamations. Do we have a status report of the President's office? Having no...
We have none.
Thank you. We'll move to bids and advertisements. Ms. Stanford.
Good afternoon. I'm Brenda Stanifer, Plaquemines Parish Purchasing Agent. I have a resolution authorizing bids for furnishing drainage pipe and materials for a period of 1 year for parish-wide use. After due advertisements, bids were received January 13, 2015 from the following: Quality Site Work of Kenner, Louisiana Utilities Supply of Metairie, and Simsco, Inc. of Metairie. It is my recommendation that we accept the overall low bid of Simsco Incorporated.
Do I have someone offering? Offered by Councilmember Lapine. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Williams. Any comments or discussion on the item? Hearing none. Audience? Hearing none. Machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0.
Okay, I also have a resolution authorizing acceptance of bids for furnishing sandbags for a period of 1 year for parish-wide use. After due advertisements, bids were received January 13, 2015 from the following: John Pack of Crowley, Louisiana, Erosion Environmental of Belchase, and Gulf Coast Bag of Houston, Texas. It is my recommendation to accept the low bid of John Pack of items SBO 901 and SBO 9.2, and the low bid of Erosion Environmental for item number SBO 9.3.
Have an offer? Councilman Lapine offers. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Juneau. Any comments or discussion on the resolution? Questions? Anybody from the audience? Hearing none, machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the bids and advertisements for today. Thank you, Ms. Stanford. Move to beer and liquor license. Councilmember Thalamy?
Yes. I have three. Who That Bar, P.O. Box 174, Point Hash, Louisiana, 17059, Highway 15. B&B Blue Room, 12925, Highway 15, Phoenix, Louisiana. One more. Ferry Shop at 8155 Highway 39, Braithwaite, Louisiana. That address is 3762 Highway 39. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Councilman Black.
Rotolo's and Belchase LLC, 102 Woodland Highway, Suite 5 and 6. Bayou Barrier Golf Club, 7427 Highway 23. And a special event and temporary one-day liquor and beer permit by Plaquemines Animal Welfare Society, PAWS, for a fundraiser to benefit the PAWS Adoption Center, scheduled for February 21st, 2015, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's it.
Thank you. Councilmember Lapine.
I have three. Balestras Food Center, 7902 Highway 23, Belchase, Louisiana. Belchase Fuel Mart, 8180 Belchase Highway, Belchase, Louisiana. Belchase Shell, 7876 Belchase Highway, Belchase, Louisiana. That's all, sir.
Thank you. Councilmember Juna.
Yes, I have one. Belchas Cigarette Discount, 8617 Highway 23, Belchas, Louisiana. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Dave's Beverage, 7690 Highway 23 in Belchase. Belchase Self-Serve, 106 Morning Glory Court in Belchase. Alex's Lounge, these are for Councilman Edgecombe, 111 Highway 11, Buras, Louisiana. And La Matador Inn, 3482 Highway 11 in Buras, Louisiana. So I have Councilman Salvon.
Yes, I have a couple here. Happy Lane 2, 27910 Highway 23, Port Sulphur, Louisiana. Freeman Incorporated, 26277 Highway 23, Port Sulphur, Louisiana. The G-Spot Daiquiri, 113 Edema Lane, Port Sulphur, Louisiana. Myrtle Grove Bar, 17509 Highway 23, Myrtle Grove, Louisiana. Myrtle Grove Marina, P.O. Box 531, Belchase, Louisiana, but it resides in my district. That's it.
Councilman Williams.
Elsie Marine and Hardware, 42991 Highway 23, Venice. Morris Hart's Old Cypress Bar, 42815 Highway 23 in Venice. Adams Grocery of Boothville Incorporated, 41245 Highway 23, Boothville. I can even make this one out. Oh, Bucks and Boars Bar LLC, 35927 Highway 23, Buras. Lucky Food Store, 111 Crane Drive, Buras. China Sea, 111 Crane Drive, Suite C, Buras. Happy Land Shopping Center, 35949 Highway 11 in Buras. Lucky Ryan, 109 Rhodey Lane in Buras. And I have a special events permit for the YMCA of Greater New Orleans Buras branch for a softball tournament for their annual campaign fundraiser. They're applying for a one-day liquor license. The event date is 3/14/15.
Thank you. Are there any others? If none, I'll offer next for a second of those items in Globo.
Offer. Second.
Second by Councilman Bartholomew. Any comments or discussion on any of the liquor licenses that have been read and up for approval? Yes, Mr. Williams. Excuse me.
Warren Lawrence in Myrtle Grove. I just want to say that the Myrtle Grove Marina is located in Port Sulphur. It has a Belchase on its permit, but it's located in Port Sulphur.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments or discussion on any of the liquor licenses that have been presented? None. Machine is open. and the liquor license are approved 7-0. This time we'll move to building permits.
Item 4A1, Palm Energy Exploration LLC. Install 6-inch pipeline, West Delta Area Block 53. Item 4A2, Swift Energy Operating LLC. Install 6-inch pipeline, Lake Washington Field. Item 4A3, Swift Energy Operating LLC. Install pile clusters and shell pad, drill the SL212 number J, and install wellhead protector, Lake Washington Field. Item 4A4, Hellas Oil and Gas Company LLC. Install 3-inch gas lift and 4-inch flow line, East Black Bay Field. Item 4A5, Hillcore Energy Company, maintenance dredge, Burwood Bay. Item 4A6, Swift Energy Operating LLC, install 3-inch flow lines, Lake Washington Field. Item 4A7, Swift Energy Operating LLC, install piled clusters and shell pad, drill the SL212 number K, 1,850-foot sand area 1 PUD, install keyway and wellhead protector, Lake Washington Field. Swift Energy LLC, install 4-inch flow line, Lake Washington Field. That's item 4A8. And item 4A9, Phillips 66 Alliance Refinery, drill 9 soil borings, Phillips 66 Alliance Refinery. 4A10, W&T Offshore Inc., removal of 3-inch and 4-inch pipeline, Main Pass Area Block 69. 4A11, Texas Petroleum Investment Company, prop wash and work over the Ramir Pass SWD well number 2, Ramir Pass Field.
At this time, we'll offer 4A1 through 4A11 unless there's someone that wants to take one out of the group. Hearing none, we'll offer 4A1 through 4A11 and ask for a second. Second by Councilmember Lapine. Are there any comments or discussion on any of the permits as read? Any comments from the audience? Hearing none, the machine is open on items 4A1 through 4A11. And the permits are approved 6 with 1 abstention. Councilmember Black abstaining. This time we'll move to items 4A, 4B, building permits.
Tracy Sullivan, camper trailer in a floodplain, 111 Z-Ball Lane, Lake Hermitage, Louisiana. 4C, Jose Cifuentes, camp trailer in a floodplain, 16096-A, Highway 23, Belle Chase, Louisiana. 4D, Ray and Tina Ramsey, camper trailer in a floodplain, 2765-A, Hermitage Road, Lake Hermitage, Louisiana. 4E, Gibson Services, temporary office building in a floodplain, 370 Halliburton Road, Venice, Louisiana. 4F, Kathleen Galeas, temporary trailer in a floodplain, 139 West Bayou Lane, Lake Hermitage, Louisiana.
Councilman Salvin, do you wish to take all of these in globo?
Yes.
And Councilman Williams, do you object since you have one of those in there?
No, sir.
So Councilman Salvin offers, is there a second? Councilman Williams?
I'll second.
Items B, C, D, E, and F are offered in globo by Councilmember Salvin and seconded by Councilmember Williams. Are there any comments or discussion from the table? Hearing none from the audience. Hearing none, the machine is open. And the permits are approved 7-0.
Before we go further, I'm gonna bring this one up. I'll defer it, but I'm gonna bring it up. The property for Plaquemines Parish.
Okay. We move into item 5, introductions of ordinances and resolutions. At this time, start with Councilmember Bartholomew.
I have one, Mr. Rousseau.
Yes, sir.
A resolution authorizing and directing Linfield Hunter and Julius Incorporated to continue the design and production of the construction document for the Plaquemines Parish Courthouse located in Point Lahash, Louisiana, and otherwise to provide with respect thereof, or thereto, I'm sorry.
Okay. Councilmember Black.
Yes, just one. In order to amend the 5-year capital improvements plan for the emergency generator government complex administration building project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Thank you. Councilmember Lapine.
I have none, but I have one from Mr. Edgecombe. I'll read it. An ordinance by the Plaquemines Parish Council as and on behalf of the Buras Levy District to appropriate new perpetual levy easements and new temporary work area easements in certain portions of lands in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, to construct the New Orleans to Venice NOV-14 Sector Gate Empire Lock Project in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, for levee, drainage, flood, and hurricane protection purposes, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman Juneau.
Yes, I was gonna defer it too, but I'm bringing it back up.
Well, okay, we're going to go back to introductions.
Resolution, okay. No,
We're in introductions.
no.
You have-
Changes, yeah, I have a change. Not yet. I'm gonna do it.
All right, at this time, I'll introduce a resolution appointing the members of the Board of Commissioners, Hospital Service District Number 1, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The other one, a resolution to appoint the members of the Plaquemines Parish Economic Development Board and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to appoint the members of the Plaquemines Parish Zoning, Planning, and Development Board and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution approving Plaquemines Parish government's entering into an agreement with defendants HHE Company, formerly known as Hassey Hunt Exploration Company, Vintage Petroleum, hereinafter Vintage, Apache Corporation, hereinafter Apache, and Hillcorp Energy Company, hereinafter Hillcorp, in the Plaquemines Parish Government versus Chevron Texaco et al. 25th JDC number 48-614, to settle and compromise claims authorizing Parish President Amos Cormier Jr. to execute settlement documents on behalf of the Plaquemines Parish Government and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution approving Plaquemines Parish Government entering into an agreement with parties in the lawsuit style Vintage Petroleum, Inc. versus State of Louisiana and Plaquemines Parish Government, 25th JDC number 48-788, Division A, hereinafter Vintage lawsuit to settle and compromise claims authorizing Parish President Amos Cormier Jr. to execute settlement documents on behalf of Plaquemines Parish Government and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution approving Plaquemines Parish Government's entering into an agreement with remaining parties in lawsuit style Plaquemines Parish Government versus State of Louisiana and Chevron USA, Inc., 25th JDC number 33-953, CW number 34-211, Division B, hereinafter Tract 87 lawsuit to settle and compromise claims authorizing Parish President Amos Cormier to execute settlement documents on behalf of Plaquemines Parish Government, otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to appoint the representative of the Plaquemines Parish Legal Department to the Coastal Zone Advisory Committee and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution authorizing the Parish President Amos Cormier to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Plaquemines Parish Government and the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, and further authorizing the President to sign on behalf of the Parish Government any and all documents necessary to proper and perfect or enforce the agreement. A resolution to appoint the Parish President and resident members of the Regional Planning Commission from Plaquemines Parish and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. How many of these y'all got? An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvements plan for the gear replacement Bell Chase Pump Station Number 1 project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to accept the portion bid of Hillcorp Energy LP for mineral lease purposes and on Parish Tract 15-1 covering parish-owned property located in sections 14, 22, and 23, Township 21 South, Range 28 East, estimated to contain approximately 464 acres, more or less, Bastion Bay Field, Buras Levy District, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And a resolution to reject the portion bid of Hillcorp Energy LP for mineral lease purposes on Parish Tract 15-1 covering parish-owned property located in sections 14, 22, and 23, Township 21 South, Range 28 East, estimated to contain approximately 464 acres, more or less, Bastion Bay, Buras Levy District, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Have one for Councilmember Burt, an ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvements plan for the Playground Oakville project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Salvo.
Yes, I have a few. An ordinance amending and as amended, readopting Rule 4, 5, and 6 of the Chapter 2 of Section 2-18 of the Code of Ordinance for Plaquemines Parish and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to rescind, annul, and set aside Resolution Number 14-110, adopted on April 2nd, 2014, wherein the priority list pertaining to the parish long-term recovery plan pursuant to the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program was amended by moving monies from Port Sulphur Library Extension Project to the approved Levees Braithway to White Ditch Project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to amend the setback requirement in a settlement agreement between Plaquemines Parish government and Woodland Borough Pits, LLC, covering permitted operations of the Woodland South Borough Pit in exchange for the value of property to be acquired for the NOV-06A.2 levy project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to declare Monday before Mardi Gras as an approved holiday for the Plaquemines Parish government employees and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Williams.
That's it for me.
An ordinance authorizing Amos J. Cormier Jr., Parish President, on behalf of the Buras Levy District, accept acts of donation from First Equity Incorporated, George P. Bach II, as trustee of the Jacqueline Buras Gardner Grandchild's Trust, and Equiland Incorporated, to obtain ownership of the properties identified as tracts 23.01, 73.01, and 105, located between Fort Jackson and Venice, for use by the Plaquemines Parish government for the Reach B2 Vegetative Ridge and Marsh Creation Project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance authorizing Amos J. Cormier Jr., Parish President, on behalf of the Buras Levy District, accept an active donation from Plains Marketing LP to obtain ownership of the property identified as Tract M1, located between Fort Jackson and Venice, for use by the Plaquemines Parish government for the Reach B2 Vegetative Ridge and Marsh Creation Project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And a resolution authorizing and directing the law firm of Costage, Sumich, Parciola, and Taylor, LLC, Carmouche and Associates, LLC, Connick and Connick, LLC, and Burglass and Tankersley, LLC, to temporarily cease and desist from performing any work associated with the legal action currently pending under the Coastal Zone Management Act pursuant to Ordinance Number 13-210, and to provide to the council a comprehensive update and full accounting of legal fees and costs incurred in this matter, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Is that all? Any other introductions or ordinances at this time? If not, we'll move to item 6.2.
An ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of the property of Glenn and Sandra Fleming, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, is shown on a map of re-subdivision Tract 4-B into 4-B-1 through 4-B-5, inclusive by Hugh McCurdy III, PLS, dated June 15, 2012, the owners having fulfilled all of the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the Parish of Plaquemines, without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Juneau?
Yes, as read.
Councilman Juneau offers as read. Is there a second? I'll second. Any comments or discussion on the re-subdivision? Audience? Hearing none, machine is open. And the ordinance is adopted 7-0. Move to item 6A4.
An ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of the property of Veronica Mam, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, is shown on map of re-subdivision, Tract 6-A-2, into Tract 6-A-2A and 6-A-2B, Champion Citrus Division, Triumph, Louisiana, by Hugh McCurdy III, PLS, July 10, 2014. The owners having fulfilled all the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the Parish of Plaquemines without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Williams.
I offer as read.
Councilmember, your office is read. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Councilmember Trufant. Salvon. Any comments or discussion? From the table, from the audience? Hearing none, the machine is open on the ordinance. And the ordinance is adopted 7-0. Move to item 6E. Councilmember Lapine.
A resolution authorizing the Plaquemines Parish Community Action Agency to prepare the necessary application to the Louisiana Housing Corporation for a grant to provide utility assistance to the residents of Plaquemines Parish for the fiscal year 2015, and authorizing the President of Plaquemines Parish Government to sign and submit said application and contract.
On offer and ask for a second.
Councilman Lapine offers. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Black. Any comments or discussion on the resolution? No comments. Any comments from the audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Move to I.
A resolution authorizing the parish president to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Plaquemines Parish government and the Plaquemines Parish Tourism Commission, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Lapine.
On offer, ask for a second.
Councilman Lapine offers. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Juneau. Any comments or discussion? Councilmember Lapine?
No, I just need a little explanation on this board or commission,
Okay.
the
wanna
makeup
explain
of
it?
it, or,
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Councilman Salvon has some questions. She wants an explanation. Do you want to explain it, or you want me to explain it?
I mean, I was saying about administration, maybe they
Okay,
can-
I'll explain it. Let me tell you what this is. This is a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Tourism Commission, who has implemented a 2% hotel motel tax on camps, hotel rooms, to fund the Tourism Commission. And what they have asked the administration to do is to collect that tax for them, and the tax forms will be amended to include this tax, and they will pay the government the percentage allowed by law. I think it's 1.5% of the 2% that they collect. So what this will do is fund the Tourism Commission to promote tourism in Plaquemines Parish. And it's a fund that will fund the Tourism Commission. The members are on the board are not paid members or anything like that. They have no staff, and they've been relying on the Economic Development Department for some assistance, and they were trying to do this agreement for the last 6 or 8 months to try to get this approved so they can start collecting the tax, which they approved to start collecting it January the 1st.
okay, thank you.
Any further comments or discussion on the item? Being none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. We move to item J. Councilmember Lapine.
A resolution
That
authorizing
was
the...
deferred, huh?
Do you want to defer that?
I thought, okay, no, I'm sorry, move on that, Benny, I'm sorry.
Let's move forward.
A resolution authorizing the Plaquemines Parish Community Action Agency to prepare and file an application with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development on behalf of the Plaquemines Parish government for a grant under 49 CFR 5311 Non-Urbanized Area Formula Program and/or 49 CFR Discretionary Capital Program, as amended to provide public rural transportation to the residents of Plaquemines Parish, and further authorizing Plaquemines Parish President to execute and file with such application and assurance or any other documents required.
Councilmember Lapine.
I'll offer, ask for a second.
Councilman Lapine offers. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilman Salvon. Any comments or discussion on the item? From the table? From the audience? Mr. Henry.
Tell the public what the What's the price of the, not the price, what's the cost of the application? What's the amount?
I don't think. I think it's just an annual grant for transportation. I
Yeah,
think
but you don't
it's a
have the-
renewal.
Mr. President,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Terrio?
Yeah, for the last year, the grant was $205,358, and the parish matched that. It's a 50/50
Match.
for a total of $410,716.
No. How many buses did that
We have
provide for?
seven buses that run parish-wide to take care of our citizens.
Okay.
From the Community Action Agency. Any further comments or discussion on the resolution for the grant? Audience anymore? None? The machine is open. And the item is adopted 7-0. We move to item K. Councilmember Lapine.
Yeah.
An ordinance to approve the amended Rule 4, Section 3.2C, retention increase of the Plaquemines Parish Civil Service Commission rules adopted by ordinance number 96-133 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Lapine.
I'll offer, ask for a second.
Officer, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Williams.
Any questions, just refer to Ms.
I believe, yes.
Ellen Barrows.
Ms. Barrios, you want to?
Hi, I'm Ellen Barrios. I'm the Civil Service Director. And just for a little explanation as to what this is this is an ordinance to amend Rule 4, Section 3.2C, retention increase of the Civil Service rules. The Civil Service Commission has amended this rule to require a job offer from another employer in order to grant a retention hearing. The way the rule is currently written, if administration requests a retention hearing, even if the employee doesn't have another job offer or any intent to leave our employment, the commission has to hold a retention hearing for this employee. So what we're asking to change is to kind of tighten up the rule for the hearing. We're changing Section C by inserting who have a job offer from another employer, and the commission may, rather than shall, hold a retention hearing. And in Section C5, we're removing when requesting to match a job offer from the beginning of the paragraph and inserting if one exists to the end of the paragraph. So that portion will read, the appointing authority shall provide a written job offer from the organization and signed by the person making the job offer if one exists. So do you have any questions?
Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. I
Councilman
think I may have asked this early on, but Ms. Barrios, in the event that someone would come in with a letter from another company, who would vet that process to make sure that that actually letter is valid?
I would investigate. I would call and speak to whoever is making the job offer. We don't always have a signed job offer. It may just be a verbal, and I would have to investigate and report to the commission who I spoke to, who that person was with the other employer, if they're eligible to offer, to make a job offer, and to verify what the offer was.
Okay.
Okay?
Any other questions? Further comments on the item? Hearing none, the machine is open.
Just one second,
Yes.
Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
The legal department has a question regarding why the language is may and not shall. If the employee brings a letter before or has a job offer, and that's documented and that's been researched by the administration, and we feel that that's legitimate, on what grounds would the commission not hold a retention hearing and why?
If they didn't feel that it was a valid offer. We've had cases in the past where administration just wants to give the employee more money, and there's no validity to justify retaining them. They have no intentions of leaving our service. And this is just to verify that the process is to retain the employee from them leaving to go to work somewhere else.
I think the question, is this on? Yeah, I think the question that we have is if you've done all of your homework, so to speak, and it passes muster, why would we want to deny the retention hearing? Or why would we have discretion to either give them or don't give them?
Currently, right now, whether it's a valid offer or not, if administration asks us to hold a hearing, we have to hold a hearing. And this is just saying that we may hold a hearing. And we'll verify that it's a legitimate offer.
Mr. Chairman?
Councilmember Bartholomew?
Yes, I think we need to consider what we're doing to serve the employees as much as possible. Whatever benefit the employees, that's the way we need to address, what we need to address. And by putting shall, not answering, putting shall in it, that means it's at the discretion of civil service, not the council or the employees. So I think we need to give the employees the benefit of the doubt. And if the commission sees fit not to give it the raise increase, they can undo at that particular time, can't they?
Well, it's just to hold a hearing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't have an impact on giving anything, so I don't see why we can't do that.
May I make one more comment?
Okay.
My impression is this may not be the same thing, although we're not bound by it, understand, the same thing as the state civil service rules. So I believe they do have to have a retention hearing once, in fact, the employee brings in a valid and legitimate job offer from someone else.
Right. Well, currently, they don't have to bring anything into us.
Well, I understand we're all in favor
Right.
of bringing something in.
Yeah.
Right?
So this is just tightening up the rules so that it's not abused.
I just want to avoid any kind of legal problem.
Right.
Any further comments or discussion on the item? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the ordinance is adopted 6-1 with District 1 voting no.
Thank you very much.
Move to item M.
An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvements plan for the Reach C Culvert Project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Councilman Bartholomew, I think this is on the West Bank, but you might want to look at that. maybe
It's on
defer
the, that's
that.
on the, I think it's on the East Bank.
No, it's West Ravenna Road. I think it
Oh,
falls
okay.
in my district. So I would
Ex-
like you to defer it if you,
Which one is it?
M.
No,
6M.
we
Yeah.
have culverts on the East Bank on the levee that we have to address and clean out, and I think that's what that's for.
no, but if you read the language down in section
have
1,
it.
it say West Ravenna Road to West Point LaHash.
Yeah, we'd like to ask you
Yeah,
to defer this
that-
item at this time.
that's- We can defer it.
Thank you. Item M is deferred. We move to item O.
A resolution authorizing and directing the parish president, Amos J. Cormier, Jr., to execute any and all documents necessary in applying for a local government assistance program grant from the Office of Community Services in the amount of $94,167 to purchase an emergency backup generator for the finance building at 333 F. Edward A. Bear, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Black.
Offer.
Councilmember Black offers is there a second? A second. Councilmember Black, any comments or discussion? Anybody at the table? Audience? Hearing none, machine is open. And the item is adopted 7-0. Move to T. Councilmember Lapine.
An ordinance to amend the 2015 operating budget and the 5-year capital improvements plan and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Lapine. Councilmember Lapine offers, I'll second. Any comments or discussion? Finance Department?
Are we gonna, we discussing this?
Yeah, right now.
What this ordinance is doing is, as you all know, we budgeted the 2015 budget at $96.69 per barrel. This is going to reduce that to $70 a barrel. what we're having to do is, the total amount that we're taking out of the budget is $10,106,250. And the way we're coming up with that number is, we're going to take from the unreserved and designated fund balance, $3,928,538.44. From the designated for sewer projects, we're going to take out $1,156,572.17. That'll make that zero. And we're also going to take out projects, the projects that are listed here will make up the remaining for the $10 million. That will get us down to $70 a barrel. I looked at the price today. It's $49.40, I believe.
So guys, y'all want to recess?
Yes, please.
We have a 5-minute recess.
The total here.
Ready? Ready, Steve? Look, I've been arguing with him all week on this. All right. We call the meeting back to order. After our 5-minute recess, item T will be deferred. Move to item W.
A resolution appointing Kim M. Toops as Secretary of the Plaquemines Parish Council and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Okay, I have offered with changes, and I'm going to pass out the changes.
Councilman Juneau offers with the following changes.
The changes are to remove lines 8, 9, and 10.
And with that, Councilman Juneau offers. Is there a second? I'll second. Any comments or discussion? Want a unanimous second? No objection? Have unanimous second? Yes?
Look, oh, congratulations, Ms. Troop. Oh, you got a raise? No, it's all right. You got a unanimous second. You got a raise? No. Oh, they should have given you a raise.
Not right now.
Thank you. Any further comments or discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 6-0.
6-0.
That's because Councilman Lapine is out of the room. Move to item X.
A resolution appointing Barbara S. Marcotte as Assistant Secretary of the Plaquemines Parish Council and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
As read.
Councilman Juneau offers as read. Is there a unanimous second?
I'll second.
No objection to a unanimous second? Move forward. Any comments or discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Move to item 6Z.
An ordinance to amend the 2015 manpower table and general fund operating expenditure budget by transferring funds from the Parish Council Department to the Council on Aging Department and to the Council Attorney Department, various line items, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
I'll offer is read. Next for a second.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Juneau. Any comments or discussion on the item?
Benny, I have a question, a comment.
Yes.
I see that we're reducing our fund for the legal department, and I understand the Council of Aging is in need of funds, and I am supportive of putting money into the Council of Aging. I am not support of taking it out of our legal department. I'm not sure where we can get it. I think we could probably try to find it, but not in here. So I'm torn between this legislation because I am supportive of the Council of Agents, but I'm not supportive of taking out. So I just wish that we could look at other options and maybe we could find this to help the Council of Agents. So.
Any further comments? Audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Move to double A.
An ordinance to authorize the removal of 2 stop signs on Covert at its intersection with Dr. Bowen, Belle Chase, Louisiana, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
All offers read. Next for a second. Second by Councilmember Black. What this does is remove 2 stop signs that are in the middle of a street that no one stops for. And it's really a hindrance more than it is a help. So I'll ask that we remove the stop signs and send them to District 1 or whoever asked for those stop signs previously. Any comments or discussion on the item? No further comments? Any audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the ordinance is adopted 7-0. Move to item BB.
A resolution approving the issuance of a special business occupancy only permit, Gulf Coast Oil and Gas LLC, to operate a wholesale and distributor selling of lubricants on property located in an I-3 heavy industrial zoning district at 101 Herman Drive, Belle Chase, Louisiana, all in accordance with application number BOC-2014-113, dated October 9, 2014.
All offers read. Ask for a second. Second by Councilmember Juneau. Any comments or discussion on this? This is an occupancy-only permit on Engineers Road. Hearing none. Audience? Hearing none. Machine's open. And the resolution is adopted 6 with 1 abstention. Councilmember Black. Move to item number II. Councilman Burt asked that we move forward with this item. So at this time, we'll move forward with it. And
A resolution to amend and as amended to appoint the members of the Regional Planning Commission from Plaquemines Parish for 2015 and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
at this time, I'll offer with the following blanks filled in for appointments to the Regional Planning Commission from the council members. Benedict Roussel as the chairman and Kirk M. Lapine as the council member representing the Regional Planning Commission. And with that, blanks filled in, I'll offer. Ask for a second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Bartholomew. Any comments or discussion on the item? Audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. Move to item JJ.
An ordinance to amend the 2015 General Fund Operating Expenditure Budget, Parish Council District 7 Department, various line items, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilmember Salvant.
Yes, I offer as read.
Councilman Salvant offers as read. Is there second? I'll second. Councilmember Salvant offers. I second. Comments or discussion from the table? From the audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. And the item is adopted 7-0. Move to item NN.
A resolution assigning room 118 in the Port Sulphur Government Building, Port Sulphur, Louisiana, to Brenda Himes, Justice of the Peace, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Councilman Salvant.
Yes, as read, but I would like to just give a simple explanation on this. The only reason this came back before the council is because the original assignment was for the previous justice of peace. However, it was in the previous district. Due to the redistricting, we needed to rename and have it reflect the proper district. Having said that, I would move on it.
Any further comments or discussion on NN? Audience? Hearing none, the machine is open. Councilman. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. That moves us down to item 7.3. I've had some discussion with several members, and it appears that we want to move forward with the appointing of the Audit Committee. It's a resolution 7.3.
A resolution appointing the members of the Audit Committee of the Plaquemines Parish Council for 2015 pursuant to Section 7.08 of Article 7 of the Charter for Local Self-Government, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
At this time, I'll seek a suspension of the rules. So take that item up. Is there any objection to the suspension of the rules? Hearing none, this rule stands suspended. Would you read that item again, please?
A resolution appointing the members of the Audit Committee of the Plaquemines Parish Council for 2015 pursuant to Section 7.08 of Article 7 of the Charter for Local Self-Government, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and otherwise provide with respect thereto.
At this time, I'll seek approval of this resolution with the names included as the Audit Committee to serve would be Councilmember Irvin Juneau, Councilmember Charlie Burt, and Councilmember Nicole Williams. And I'll offer that next for a second. Second by Councilmember Black. Are there any comments or discussion on the appointment of the Audit Committee members? From the table? From
Yes.
the audience?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
My only comment would be that I would request that this audit committee give a full report to the full council, to keep the council abreast of the audit committee process.
I agree, and I think that this committee will do a fine job.
I do believe so.
And this is a committee that is established in the charter and mandatory, therefore that's why we have this committee. If there's any questions about some committees and not other committees. At this time, any questions or comments? Hearing none from the table, from the floor. Audience, hearing none, the machine is open. And the resolution is adopted 7-0. That brings us to item B, update and presentation by District 7. Councilmember Salvo.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, at this time, I would like to have a constituent of my district to come up and address the council on I think, a couple of issues. Mr. Warren Lawrence.
Good evening. My name is Warren Lawrence. I live in Myrtle Grove, 120 Timber Canal Lane, and I've asked Councilman Salvant to come here today to update, and maybe I shouldn't even go through this today since we got a new audit committee, because I've been going through this for 2 years. And I know we're in need of funds and everything, and this is in reference to the borrow pit ordinance. This ordinance was passed 2 years ago, January the 15th. And since then, I've done a lot of research on it. They have not collected the fees on an annual basis, which was due from these. There's work going on. There are mud being hauled out these pits that are not used for levees and everything. There's severe loss of revenue to this parish. And I brought it before the past administration. I've come to this council on numerous occasions with this. And maybe the new audit committee will hear this out instead of me preaching this today. But just to give you a basic summary on it, is that the Section 8 of the ordinance says the DPZ shall retain an independent professional civil engineer on a contracted consultant basis. That is to monitor these borrow pits, make sure they're paying the sales taxes, make sure they're paying the 3 cents per ton on every load of mud comes out these pits, the 5 cents a yard. Nothing is being done on this. There is one firm that's doing a borrow pit that even pays the annual fees. That's a $10,000 fee. And when I look at this and fell on deaf ears for 2 years, I just want to bring it, I'd ask all of you to look at this borrow pit ordinance, to read it carefully, because I know you're in dire straits for revenue. And that's all I'm saying. If they're going to be selling this clay and stuff out of this parish and leave nothing but holes in the parish, they should be paying what the ordinance says they should pay. Right now, I saw today, Ms. Salvan offered a new resolution or something about the South Pit and what they want to do down there, and asking permission to relocate and move that pit up to the highway. And that resolution has not been adopted, but they're already doing the work. Half of it's completed already. You could drive down there and see it yourself. There's no enforcement of this ordinance at all. And I challenge anyone to be able to go out there. I don't have to be an engineer to see they within 1,000 foot of a subdivision or over closer than 100 foot to a property line. Nothing is being done to enforce it. The problem was in the past administration was they took, I want to say, out the hands of the permitting department and put it in the hands of legal. And legal overrode anything the permit department did. I'm hoping and praying that this will be straightened out, and that if they don't have an engineer, I don't even know why you want an engineer to have compliance of a contract. That is ridiculous. I mean, you know, I've had compliance on every contract we ever issued, and I don't know why we got to pay, but I'm not going to go into any further details because it just goes one after another of the dollar that we're missing the boat on. And I offer my services at no cost to anyone. If they want to sit down here and take the ride and see what's going on and tell me I'm looking at the wrong thing. I know Councilman Byrd is not here. I asked him. They're actually dumping trash in one pit where they're not supposed to do it. And there's no consequence to it. And I mean, I'm a citizen and just ask that this matter be looked into, and I do offer my services to go in and expedite any inspections and give you a report in detail on what is not being done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Ms. Salvan?
No, I'll defer it back to you, but I thought it was interesting. He met with me, Mr. Lawrence met with me last week, and as he said that, what he just told you guys is a shortened version. I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on regarding the borrow pits and all these open holes in Manly and the district that we reside in. So I would ask that my colleagues give it a close look. Give it a real close look, and let's not do what the previous administration did, just turn a blind eye to all of this. So with that, I
Any comments from the legal department?
We'll get with the parish president on it, discuss the concerns and issues that were brought before the council today, and get instructions from him on how to proceed in terms of enforcement.
Good. We'll ask the secretary to put this item on the agenda for the next meeting to be discussed and reported back on by the legal department.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any further items, Ms. Salvan? That's it? That's it?
That's it.
We move to item C. Councilman Bartholomew?
Yes, I was trying to see if the administration have any updates concerning the courthouse, the construction and the demolition component in reference to those two. Any new updates?
We referred to the legal department. They may have something. We have not had a chance to speak with President Cormier. Would y'all have any update?
Yes, Councilman. Right now it's before the court. The judge has to render a decision based off of the bid that was issued. This was for the demolition of the courthouse. But that's, we have a stay right now, a temporary restraining order. We can't go forward until the judge makes his decision.
Well, this seems like a legal matter that should be put on the agenda for an executive session. Perhaps is it a legal matter now?
It certainly is a legal matter, yes, sir.
So I would ask Councilman Bartholomew to defer it in light of the earlier introduction that you made, directing the administration to move forward with the plans.
Well, it's two, I should say there's two different entities. One is demolition and one is construction in a new facility.
Correct.
So that's totally different.
No, I understand. I'm just saying
Oh,
that
okay.
I think we should put the demolition, if it's a litigation item, on
Sure,
the executive
sure.
session. And in light of what you introduced for moving forward with the courthouse,
Sure.
we can deal with that aspect at the next meeting. So is that complete item 7 for you?
They don't have anything relative to construction of the new courthouse. If they don't, that's fine. We'll deal with that.
Thank you. We'll move to item D. We have a public hearing. You want to read it? Withdrawn? Okay. Item D will be withdrawn because the ordinance was withdrawn earlier in the meeting. And what about E? We're deferring item E because it's under Mr. Edgecombe's. Move to item 8, approval of the minutes from the January 8, 2015 meeting. Would someone like to offer the minutes? Councilmember Juno offers. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Williams. Any comments or discussion on the adoption of the minutes? The machine is open on the minutes, on the adoption of the minutes. The minutes are adopted 7-0. We will revert back to the item under executive session. And at this time, do we have any executive sessions left to go into? Which item? 3, 4, 5, and 6?
Item 3, Plaquemines Parish Government versus State of Louisiana et al., 25 JDC, number 33-953, C/W, number 34-211, Division B, Attorney L.V. Cooley. Item 1A4, Vintage Petroleum, Inc. versus State of Louisiana et al., 25th JDC, number 48-788, Division B, Attorney L.V. Cooley. Item 5, 1A5, Imperial Petroleum, Inc. and Hillside Oil and Gas, LLC versus the State Mineral Board et al., 25th JDC, number 56-605, Division B, Attorney L.V. Cooley. Item 1A6, Clayton Williams Energy, Inc. versus State of Louisiana et al., 25th JDC, number 60-073, Division B, Attorney L.V. Cooley.
Mr. Chairman, if we could also add item 1A1 to that list.
Item 1A1, Michael Mudge and William Money versus Plaquemines Parish Council through Byron Marinovich, Keith Hinckley, Percy V. Griffin, Kirk Lapine, Dr. Stuart J. Gooey Jr., Anthony Burris, Burkhart Turner, Jeff Edgecombe, and Marla Cooper. 25th JDC, number 60-909, Division A, Attorney Mike Mullen.
At this time, I'll seek a suspension, to go into executive session for items 1A1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Juno. The machine is open to move into executive session for those items. At this time, the resolution to move into executive session is approved 7-0. We'll move at this time into executive session. We'll call the meeting back to order at 3:03. Coming out of executive session with no final or binding action having been taken, we will move to item 2, which will be deferred until the next meeting. And at this time, I'll ask if there's any further business to come before the council today. Hearing none, I seek a motion to adjourn. Councilman Lapine moves to adjourn. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Juno, and the machine is open. And the adjournment is approved 7-0 at 3:04. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. We've had a meeting that is now adjourned.